Yeah, good afternoon, one and all. Hope you are doing well. I'm Sriram here, academic counselor, English department. So we already completed our two classes. Uh, okay, madam, please. Um, we already, sorry. Good afternoon, one and all. I'm Sriram, academic counselor, English department, BRAOU, and we already had two classes, but I didn't share the screen or PPTs with you, so we can have quickly the first block and all the 5 units. Okay, so I'm teaching you English in use, the abilities of individual. Okay, this is the eighth paper. Okay, so already we discussed about the uh, language definition, dialect, and communication. Still, you can see the block one. The first block is about language as communication. Okay, so I gave here once again easy and easily you can learn the definition. Language as communication referred to the use of language to convey information, thoughts, ideas, emotions, and intentions between individuals or groups. It's a system of verbal and non-verbal symbols such as words, gestures, body language, tone of voice that people use to express themselves and understand each other. Okay, language we use to communicate with each other. Okay, it can be verbally, okay, with the tone, okay, or non-verbal with the gestures and all. Okay, it can be writing also. Okay, so we can see language serves several functions in communication. Okay, language serves several functions in communication. Okay, as I'm sharing the screen with you, try to take the screenshots. Okay, so you can use it for your exams also. Okay, to write your exams. Okay, language serves several functions in communication. Okay, I won't explain much, okay, because it's already there, you could read it, but I'll go to the headings and I'll try to explain as much as I can, as we have time limitations. Okay, expressing thoughts and ideas. Language, already we have discussed in the definition. Language helps people articulate their internal thoughts, opinion, and perspectives to others. Okay, conveying information. It enables the transmission of facts, instructions, and knowledge from one person to another, conveying information, transporting the ideas, okay, information, whatever you have, the sharing knowledge. Now, what I'm doing with you, okay, conveying the information. Transmission of facts, instructions, and knowledge from one person to another. Okay, building relations. See, if we don't know the language, we can't convey our thoughts or ideas to others, and we can't become close quickly. Okay, so it's a way to become close to the people with whoever around us, neighbors or whatever. Okay, building a relationship. Language helps establish connection and social bonds between individuals and groups, whether though casual conversation or formal dialogues. Okay, influencing and persuading. Language, yeah, influencing and persuading. Language can be used to persuade, motivate, or inspire others, such as in public speeches or advertising. Okay, like you know anything new. Okay, or if you want to share your knowledge with others, then like if you want to influence others, then you should know the language, then you can influence the people. People can listen to you and persuade that whatever you are speaking with your audience, or with a group of people, if they want to believe your words, then you should have some good language and some evidences, then they'll believe whatever you are speaking. That is the persuade here. Okay. Non-verbal communication. While language is typically verbal, okay, non-verbal elements like facial expressions, body language, and eye contact. Okay, non-verbal communication. Whatever we are doing now, this is the verbal. Okay, we are talking. I'm uttering some words. Okay. And you are understanding, you are at least you are interpreting what I'm speaking, and what I'm discussing here. But non-verbal is, while language is typical verbal and non-verbal elements like facial expressions. By facial expressions, you can understand whether your mom or dad or friends or teacher, whoever, are they serious, are they jovial, are they happy, are they unhappy, or are they saying yes, or are they saying no? That you can understand with their facial expressions, right? um, Facial expression, body language. Okay, body language. Yes, will say, will nod the head, and the no will nod our head in cross like this. Body language and eye contact. Eye contact plays a major role while discussing with the opponent person, whether you are paying much attention to him or her or not. Okay, your facial expression says. Okay, eye sorry, not facial expressions come, eye contact, whether you are listening to him or her. You see, eye says whether you are paying attention or not. Also, eye contact also play a key role in communication, um, complementing or sometimes replacing words. Okay, and we'll see next the second one, the essential social context of human communication. Okay, cultural context. Okay, cultural norms and values. Okay, based on your our culture will speak our language, how we born and brought up. Okay, that's called what our culture follows, our traditions. Based on that, different cultures have distinct communication styles, norms, and expectations. These influences how people use language, gestures, and even silence to communicate. For instance, some culture values and other emphasize direct communication. And again here, language. Okay, symbols. We show symbols. Okay, sometimes if you want to say yes or no. Okay, we'll say yeah, if it is good, then we'll say good, and if it is not good, it's not good. And yes or no, yes, oh, okay, buy or not buy, that we'll see the symbols and all. Okay, some other symbols out there, you know well about the symbols, need not to explain much. And we'll move on to the social identity and relationship ships. Okay, social identity and relationships, social roles. Okay, how a man should speak, how a woman should speak, how a children should speak, how a elder, how a younger. Okay, in our family only you can observe how and our village president, prime minister, okay, chief minister, okay, our district collectors, okay, mandal officers. So it's these are the social roles and power dynamics. Okay, hierarchy. There will be hierarchy. We have all social hierarchies in our society. Okay, group identities. Okay, group identities, whether individual identity, part of certain social groups, ethnic group, gender, political groups, also influences how they communicate. Group identity often comes with the shared language, slang, and communication norms. Okay, next we'll see the um, situational context, okay, physical environment. In language, in situational context, it can be physical environment. The setting, location, communication matters. For example, talking in a formal, see, physical environment. If you are talking in a, see, I'm in the class, so I can't sit it in the bus station or railway station and I can take the class, okay, because I want to maintain silence. So like um, uh, the students, the aspirants can listen well and understand what I'm teaching here, okay. And it's depend on, it can be, see, here talking in a formal meeting room versus a casual coffee shop may affect the tone and content of conversation. See, in a coffee shop we talk leisurely, lavishly, okay, okay, and in a coffee shop the people will be there. It's the people can sit behind you, they can talk and all. But if we in a classroom, only student and teacher can enter and discuss. It's a social and physical environment. All right, time, the time of communication plays a role in understanding certain messages. Maybe a receiver better at a particular times, and urgency can influence how messages can be conveyed. It's depend on the time, okay. It depend on the time. If you don't have the time, you speak very speedily and you precise the message, okay. Then if you have time, you talk lavishly, slowly, you will elaborate the message and all right. Communication medium, whether communication happen face to face, over the phone, through text, or via social media platform, also change the dynamic of the interaction. The medium influences the level of immediacy, formality, and personal connection, okay. And um, um, relational context, okay. Relationship history, okay, and emotional state, okay, and trust and rapport. It's based, if you have good relationship, then how far you want to share, that you will decide, okay. And emotional state, based on your emotions, yes ma'am. um, చెప్పండి. Okay. తీసుకోండి. Yeah, it's based on emotional state. How you are happy or sad. That's depend on our emotional state. Okay, and trust and rapport, like whether you believe the other person or not, and how rapport you have. Like, okay, uh, yeah, yes, okay. Um, Um, yeah, trust and rapport. The level of trust and comfort between individual plays a crucial role. People are most likely to be open and honest in communication when they feel they have established based on trust, like whether you want to continue the relation or friendship or whatever, what sort of information you have to share with your friends or family, whatever. It's depend on rapport, okay. Then we'll see the unit 2, that is what is language proficiency and why study it, okay. Then language is a system of structured communication consisting of sounds, symbols, or gestures that are used by humans to conveying meaning, expresses thoughts, emotion, and sharing information. It governed by grammatical rules and can be spoken, written, or signed, okay. Language proficiency. Language proficiency refers to a person's ability to use a language efficiently and accurately in various contexts. It involves skill in listening, speaking, reading, and writing, as well as understanding and using vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation correctly. Language proficiency can vary across different levels from beginner to advanced, and it often measured through standardized tests or assessments. Okay, key components of language proficiency. So this is LSRW. Okay, um, actually, writing missed here. Okay, listening and speaking, reading and writing, that you are well aware about the uh, LSRW skills and all. Okay, then we'll see the common European framework of reference for language. Okay, uh, if you say I know the language, then there are a few standardized scales to evaluate the language, how far you know the language, um, uh, how better you are speaking, how better your communications skills are. To test our language skills, the common European framework of reference for language, that is CEFR. Okay, so they gave for A1 beginner can be understand and use familiar everyday expressions. So they'll just understand to manage everyday the things to he or she can manage at least to speak a few words in a daily life. And the elementary, that is the second one. A1 is the beginner, A2 is the elementary stage, can communicate in simple or routine task. Okay, you won't go for the new words, you will talk the everyday the same words. Okay, and simple words you can use. And the B1 is intermediate. Intermediate is the middle stage, can produce simple connected text on familiar topics. And the B2 is the upper intermediate, can interact with the fluency and spontaneity. Then gradually upper intermediate, intermediate is the middle stage, upper intermediate is slightly enhanced the stage. In the stage you can interact, okay, fluently without strucking the language, or you will have spontaneity, you'll use different words, you won't repeat the same words. Okay, you know the synonyms, you'll be knowing the synonyms and antonyms. Okay, in this stage, that is the B2 upper intermediate. Okay, and C1, that is the advanced stage, can produce clear detailed text and complex subjects. You will become mastery over of this subject, and you can produce clear, you will have ideas, you will have comprehension of a language, you will understand it better. Okay, C2 is the proficient, you can understand and express oneself at near or native level, you can speak anywhere. Okay, then we'll see the third unit, that is the development of language ability. Okay, we'll see the what is language proficiency. It relates to an individual's ability to use language effectively and appropriately in various contexts. If you are referring to the ability to conveying skills in language, it refers to how people use language to describe their own or others' ability, talents, and capabilities. Okay, language proficiency, like able to, if you know the language, okay, if you know English language or Hindi language, you should have the conveying skills. Okay, it refers to how people use language to describe their own or others' ability, talents, and capabilities. Okay, and the ability to use a language proficiency, this refers to an individual's overall competence or capacity to understand, speak, and read, write in a language. Language proficiency typically includes the ability to comprehend, okay, to understand, speak and written text, okay, you'll understand. If the opponent person speaking with you can understand it and you are able to answer it back, okay, you can reply. And written text, you can read any articles or any news or any novels or whatever, any written information you will understand and you will produce back, and you are able to explain it, okay, elaborate it, all right. And express thoughts clearly and coherently, okay. Interact in both familiar and unfamiliar situations. Adapt language used to various social, cultural, and professional contexts, right? So we'll see development of communication in children. Okay. Jean Piaget speaks about if you have time, they didn't mention here in our text, but if you talk about the children psychology, Jean Piaget speaks about the child development. Okay, there we have 4 steps. It's actually apart from our syllabus, still I'm including it. Um, what I can say, uh, Jean Piaget's 4 stages of child development is the first one is the pre-operational. The second one is, if I'm not wrong, abruptly I remembered it suddenly. So I'm just for your reference and better understanding, I'm talking about it. Pre-operational and pre-operational. Yeah. Sensory motor skills, pre-operational, sensory motor, concrete operational, and formal operational. These are the stages of Jean Piaget. Jean Piaget says that in these 4 stages, children learn different skills. Okay. So here we'll see development of communication in children. The development of communication in children is a complex and gradual process that begins in infancy and continue into early childhood. It involves various stages of acquiring the ability to understand and produce language. Communication development is not just about learning words, but also about using language effectively in different social contexts, expressing needs to emotions and interacting with others. The pre-linguistic or pre-verbal stage, that is 0 to 12 months, okay, in that crying and cooing, babbling, okay. Cooing is like crying, baby cries, okay. It gives signals to hunger, discomfort, and need for the attention, okay. If they feel you are avoiding them or not paying much attention, they start crying. It says that you have to hold them or pick up and pamper them in your hands, all right. And cooing, it's around 6 to the okay. Cooing stage is around 6 to 8 weeks, baby. Okay. Babies began making cooing sounds, experimenting with their vocal cords. These sounds are often sign for the contentment and pleasure. Okay. Babbling around 4 to 6 months. Okay. Repetitive consonant vowel combinations like ba ba, da da, okay, emerges. These sort of sounds they'll make, okay. They trying to learn the language, or mother or father or whoever it is there in their house, they try to teach them, call mommy, call daddy. So they'll trying like baba, mama, dada. These sort of sounds children start making. Gestures, babies start using non-verbal communications such as pointing, waving, reaching to expression needs to needs and emotions, okay. They'll be waving like hi, bye. They won't they'll be making some sounds, and if they'll be saying waving and reaching, okay, and pointing. If they want this thing, then they'll tell like, I want this, I want water and all, okay. And emerging language, that is 12 to um, 12 to 24 months, okay. First words around 12 months, okay. By their first birthday, children usually say their first word. This might be simple words like ma, mama, dada, or names of familiar objects. Okay. Vocabulary growth. Between 12 and 24 months, a child vocabulary grows rapidly. They start learning names, objects, people, and some actions, word combinations. Okay. The second stage, emerging language, 12 to 24 months, the first word, they learn the first words around the 12-month age, and vocabulary growth between 12 to 24 months, and word combination. Okay, children able to connect the words. Okay, that is word combination around 18 to 24 months. Okay, understanding simple instruction. By the end of this stage, children can understand simple commands like come here or give me the ball, even if they can't yet express themselves fully. Okay, next we'll see the early language development. Okay, early language development, 2 to 3 years, vocabulary explosion around 18 to 24 months. Okay, vocabulary expands quickly, often reaching around 50 words by 18 months and growing to hundreds by the age of 3 years. Sentence formation around 2 years. Children start forming short sentence with two or three words such as I want cookies or big dog bark. So these sort of one word or two, three words, they'll combine together and a student able to form their words. Pronunciation and grammar. Although not perfect, children begin using basic grammatical structure, example, plurals and past tense. Okay, they also start pronouncing word more clearly in this pronunciation and grammar stage, because they will become the aware of the grammar and how to pronounce the word. Okay, in the sentence formation stage and vocabulary in the vocabulary stage, vocabulary explosion. Okay, and pragmatic skills. Okay, children start using language in social context. Okay, they'll remember all the words, they'll interact, they'll go out of their home and they'll speak with the new people in the social context, such as making a request and giving directions. If somebody asks them about the any inquiries and all, they are able to give the directions and a request, how to request, how to use the polite language, and engage in simple conversations. Okay, and complex language development, that is 3 to 5 years. Okay, grammar and sentence structure. By the age of 3, children began using more complex sentences. Okay, then they are able to storytelling and conversation. Children start telling simple stories and engaging in more interactive conversation with others. They began to grasp the concept of turn taking in conversations and in increased vocabulary. Okay, in the complex language development, 3 to 5 years, the first one is grammar and sentence structure, and storytelling and conversation. Okay, and the third one is increased vocabulary, and fourth one is pronunciation, and the fifth one is social communication. Okay, increased vocabulary, like they'll learn 1000 words by the age of 3 with more abstract words, adjectives, and adverbs entering their language, pronunciation, okay, complex language they can use, okay, longer to master. Social communication, children learn social rules for communication, such as greetings, making request, and understanding emotion of others. Okay, then the last stage is about um, um, later language development, that is 5 plus 5 and above years. Advanced grammar and vocabulary, okay, increased understanding of pragmatics, okay, pragmatics, already I've explained above, okay, narrative skills, abstract thinking, refining pronunciation, okay, refining, not while most children will have mastered the majority of sounds by uh, age 5 to 6, some still need more practice, fully master speech clarity. Okay, I'll send you the PPT again. The key factors influencing language development. I don't know why it happened like this. I don't know. I'll check it again. Key factors, please note down if you're in the class. Or no, I can't, I think. Okay. Oh, it's online, right? I can't edit it. All right. Um, Key factors influencing language development. Okay. So, first one is the biological factors. Okay. Genetics. Some children may have genetic, okay, predisposition to language acquisition, affecting how quickly they develop language skills. Brain development, okay, the development of areas in brain related to language, example, Broca's area and Wernicke's area, plays a crucial role in how children acquire and use language. Okay, so parents kindly pay attention how your children are learning the language. Okay, don't simply blame them that he's an idiot or imbecile or moron. Okay, we should not blame anybody. Simply, they'll be having biological factors. Okay, in learning the language. For example, genetics and brain development. Brain won't develop for all of us in the same way. It differs person to person. Every individual is an what I can say, unique, and they'll have their own learning strategies and different skills. Okay, and the social and environmental factors. Okay, parental interactions. The uh, amount of the amount of talking, reading, and interacting with the children significantly influences their language development. A responsive communication from caregivers supports growth. Okay, exposure to language. Children exposed to rich, varied language environments through the conversation, storytelling, and media tend to develop language skills more quickly. Cultural context. The language and communication styles used in a child's cultural environmental shape their language development. Bilingual children, for example, may develop language in two languages simultaneously, like we learn our mother tongue and the first language. Okay, and cognitive development. As children, cognitive skills such as memory, attention, and problem solving grow to does their ability to understand and use language. For example, children start understanding more complex ideas and abstract, okay, abstract concepts as they get older, which enhances their ability uh, to use language more precisely. We'll discuss it. Please hold on a minute. This is we are stopping, not stopping here. We are discussing about the cognitive development. Yeah. So far, we are discussing about the cognitive development. As children, cognitive skills such as memory, attention, problem solving grow. So does their ability to understand and use a language. Okay. Cognitive skills, memory, retention, okay, problem solving. Okay, if you have any problems, then how you will solve, how growing memory and their abilities and all under comes this cognitive development. Next, we'll see the unit 4, that is describing levels of language proficiency. The terms low, medium, and high proficiency in language refers to a person's level of ability to understand, speak, read, and write in a language. These levels describe how well some can communicate and they can be understood in terms of their fluency, accuracy, and complexity in using the language. Here is a breakdown of what each proficiency level typically involves. Okay, low proficiency, like they are beginners. Okay, listening, speaking, reading, writing, and overall. Okay, listening can understand only basic, slow, and clear speech on familiar topics, struggles to follow longer or more complex conversations. Okay, and speaking can use simple words and phrase to express basic needs or respond to basic questions, often requires repetition and slow speech from others. Okay, reading. Reading can understand very simple text with basic vocabulary, has difficulty understanding longer or more complex material. You just imagine about our childhood, or if you are grown uh, elder, then we'll be having our kids or brothers or whoever, or youngers, I could say. You could imagine, then you will understand the context what I am discussing here. Can write simple sentence or phrase, often with errors, struggle with grammar and spelling, and may only express these basic ideas. Ma'am, sorry. Overall, communication is limited to familiar, everyday context. Interaction is often slow and errors are frequent. Medium proficiency. We'll see the what is we discussed about the what is low proficiency. It's for beginners, and medium proficiency. This is for intermediate stage. It means they became familiar of a language. They know the word sentences and all. Okay, listening. Okay, can understand the main points of clear standard speech on familiar topics, may struggle with more complex or fast-paced conversations. Speaking. Speaking can hold basic conversations on familiar subjects, but may need to pause to find the right words or correct mistakes, limited fluency, and occasional errors in grammar. Reading. Reading can understand text that use everyday language and simple structures, may find it challenging to understanding abstract or more technical content. Okay, and writing. can write fairly clear and organized text on familiar topics may still make grammatical errors, but the message is generally understandable. Overall, can communicate in a variety of familiar situations, but struggle with more complex language takes and abstract topics. Errors still occur, but they don't significantly hinders the communication, and we'll see the high or higher fluency, okay, sorry, high proficiency, that is advanced or fluent level, okay. Listening can understand virtually everything, okay, heard, including fact speech, various accents and complex discussions, able to grasp both literal and implied meaning. Speaking speaks fluency and spontaneously with minimal hesitation, can discuss a wide range of topic, including abstract or specialized subject with ease. Okay, reading can easily read and understand a variety of text, including complex material, literature, and technical writing can analyze and interpret, okay, nuanced and detailed content. Writing can clear well structured and detailed text. Complex topics, grammar, and vocabulary are used correctly with only occasional minor errors, okay. It means the high proficiency, the learner, or uh, what I can say, the student, okay. You try to imagine here, for example, when you were in the childhood, in the first class, second class, and uh, till your degree or your post graduation, you try to imagine how you enhanced, or how your language skills or capabilities are enhanced, okay. First we learn words, okay, like letters, then words, sentences, and paragraphs and all. In the high proficiency, listening can easily understand what the opponent person is speaking, okay, in the various, if they are speaking slow or speed or whatever, try to understand various accents also. He or she will be well aware of about the synonyms and antonyms, okay. Speaking speaks fluently and spontaneously with minimal hesitation. Actually, in high proficiency, there won't be any hesitation. He or she can speak fluently and spontaneously. Okay. If I ask somebody or someone to speak about on a certain topic, he or she is able to speak. Okay. Without what I can say, fumble or whatever. And writing can write clear, well structured, and detailed. He or she'll use the well grammar, and they'll write well. It makes some sense to the others. That's what. Okay. And proficiency scales, already we have talked about the language skills. Proficiency scales are tools used to assess the describe a person's ability to use the language across different skills areas: listening, speaking, reading, and all. Okay. The first scale, which is yeah, there to check the ACTFL proficiency guidelines. Okay, that we need not to discuss about uh, here about the language proficiency scale. Just it's a additional knowledge for you. Okay, CEFR, Common European Framework of Reference for a Language. Okay, so here we have a few levels. The CEFR divided language proficiency into 6 levels. Okay, ranking from A1 considered as beginner, okay, to C2 considered as proficient, okay. We already discussed about the first beginner and the intermediate level and the higher level, okay, higher proficiency or advanced level or proficient language proficiency, okay. So here we'll talk about the CE FR is widely used in Europe and other parts of the world. We started using here, and including the language exams such as the IELTS and TOEFL and Cambridge exams and all. Okay, CEFR levels that is A1 for the beginner, A2 elementary level, and B1 intermediate, B2 for the upper intermediate, okay, and C1 for the advanced, C2 for the proficiency, language proficiency, okay, and ACT FL proficiency, okay, ACT, please take the screenshot of the uh, CEF levels, okay. We have less time, so I'm not going in the explaining in details. ACTFL proficiency, that is American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Languages. Keep it in mind. It may not be useful for you in this stage, but definitely it will be useful for you to crack your NET or SET exams. Okay. ACTEL, American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Languages, has its own scale to use skills used primarily in the United States, focusing on the four language skills: speaking, writing, listening, okay, and reading. The ACTFL scale ranges from novice to distinguished, okay, and ACTFL levels. The first one is novice, can understand and use familiar words and phrases in context but struggles to express themselves. Novice level, novice mid, novice high. Okay. And intermediate level, intermediate low, intermediate mid, intermediate high. Okay. In advanced level, can participate in discussion on a variety of topics and expresses opinion with more complexity. Advanced low, advanced mid, advanced high. Advanced high can express themselves fluently with few errors in extended conversation. Superior can discuss abstract topics and express themselves fluently in complex situation. Distinguished can express ideas with mastery, nuance, okay, and a high level of expertise. Okay, then ILR, Intergency Language Roundtable Scale. The ILR scale is often used by the government agencies like US military to assess language proficiency for work in international context. It ranges from 0 to 5 native proficiency. The level 0, no proficiency, no ability to use the language. Level 1, that is elementary proficiency, can understand and use simple routine phrases and questions. Okay, level 2, limited working proficiency, that can handle basic communication in familiar situations but struggle in more complex tasks. Okay, level 3, professional works proficiency, that can convey fluency in familiar topics and handle most work situations. Language level 4, full professional proficiency, can participate fluency and effectively in almost all professional and academic context. Okay, and the level 5, native or bilingual proficiency, has a command of the language equivalent uh, to a highly educated native speaker. And in summary, CEFR is the most common European and internationally. It provides a detailed framework from beginner A1 to C2. Okay, high to end, it covers and covering all the aspects of language proficiency. ACTFL is widely used in the US, emphasizing communication in real life situation and has more levels to describe fluency from novice to distinguished. ILR is used by US government agencies and focuses on professional context with the 5 proficiency level from basics to native level proficiency. Okay, then we'll see the unit 5, English proficiency in the context of globalization. English proficiency in the context of globalization has become significant factor in shaping communication, business education. Okay, business education, not business education, communication, business, education and social interactions across the borders. As globalization has led to increased interconnectedness among the country's culture and economics, English has increasingly become a global lingua franca, meaning it is the common language used for communication between people who do not share the native language. Here, how English language proficiency play a key role in the context of globalization, business and economic globalization, global trade and commerce, corporate and communication, entrepreneurship and innovations in education and research, access to knowledge and research, global academic collaboration, and international student mobility, technology and digital world. Okay, where we can use the language, access to information and communication. If you don't know the English language, seriously, I'm telling you, you can't access through the various literatures and all. Okay, only because of the English language, we are able to know the all the cultures and traditions and their norms, and we are able to round the globe. We are able to move around the globe. Okay, access to the information and communication, global online work and remote jobs and tech industries, the technology industries and development. Okay, cultural exchange and social interactions, global communication. Okay, cultural exchanging and media, travel and tourism. Okay, political and diplomatic relations, international diplomacy and humanitarian efforts, challenges and inequality, language barriers, cultural identity and linguistic diversity, education disparities, the future of English in globalization, the future of English in globalization, that is continued importance of English. Okay, as globalization continues to evolve, English will likely to remain a dominant language in international communication, business, and technology. However, the growing importance of each other language, such as Mandarin or Spanish, may challenge English to absolute dominance in their certain region. English as second language, that is English as a second language, ESL, English as a second language. Okay, global English variations, how varieties of English came into being. Okay, the varieties of English, also known as dialects, okay, developed due to the dialects already we have discussed in the first and second class. So I won't I need not to explain here. Okay, development due to the historical, cultural, and geographical factors over a time. As English spread across the globe through the colonization, trade, and globalization, different versions of the language evolved in the different regions. These varieties reflects regional, social, and cultural difference, pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar, usage. Historical evaluation of language. English itself has undergone significant change over the centuries, which lead to the emergence or dialect within. Okay, this language, these changes occurred in the several stages. Old English, 5th to 11th century, Middle English, 12th to 15th century. Okay, English began in the Germanic language, began to British by the Anglo-Saxons in the 5th century. Old English was very different from the modern English, influenced by the old norms. Okay, Norse due to the Viking, the invasions. Middle English, after the norms, the Old English period is 5th to 11th century, Middle English 12th to 15th century, early modern English 15th to 7th century, modern English 18th century to present. Okay, keep it in mind. Okay, after the Norman conquest of England in 1066, French became the language of the autocracy, and early modern English, that is 15th to 17th century. This period saw the rise of standardized English and the modern English, that is 18th century to till day. Okay, that is present. Modern English emerged in the global lingua franca, particularly to the British. Okay, colonization and spread of the English, American English, Australian English, Indian English, Caribbean English, African English. Okay, geographical isolation and regional dialects, North English dialects. Okay, In northern part of England, words like water might be pronounced as water, and a lot of stress. Okay, and the other unique phonetic and grammatical structure existed. Southern English dialects, okay, and the Western country and Midland dialects, okay, influences of local languages, okay, American English, Australian English, Indian, okay, Caribbean English, African English, okay, African English, social and cultural factors. Standards versus standards, varieties, social and cultural identities. The sixth one is globalization and the spread of new varieties, linguistic features of English varieties, pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar, and spelling. Okay, so hope I shared PPT with you in the YouTube. Okay, so hope you have understood well and had great time. So I'll stop here and I'll call it a day. Thank you so much. Thank you for paying your great patience. We'll come up with the second block and 5 minutes will be discussed in the next class. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Stay safe. Bye.